Hello, my name's Simon Gray and I'm the Programme Manager for the Fishing School Hero Programme, which is managed by the Food Teachers Centre and funded by the Fishmongers Company. I'm here today at Fishmongers Hall on London Bridge, and I'm going to be going right down to the bottom of this fantastic building to work in the kitchens to cook up 3 amazing dishes with hake. The hake has been donated by Fastnet Fish from Grimsby, and it's all part of the Fish from the Chippy initiative that we're running in partnership with them and the Fishmongers Company as part of the Fishing School Hero Programme. I'm going to start by preparing this lovely frozen at sea hake, and I'm going to do a paupiette with this particular portion here. So I'm going to trim it down and I'm going to use the tail pieces for another dish. So I'm going to start off, we're going to roll this up, so we want it to be quite thin. This is the skin side and this is the flesh side, and we sometimes call this the presentation side. So if you were going to pan fry that, you would do it presentation side down. As we're going to roll it up in a paupiette, we're going to roll it so the skin side is inside. So if I rolled that up, and a paupiette is just a roll of fish really, that would be too big. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit, and we're going to use the trimmings for another dish. So I'm going to just slice down there so we've got a nice straight edge, and then I'm going to take a little bit from the slice there, just to make it a little bit thinner. And you're better off doing this when it's raw rather than doing it when it's cooked, because it'll just break up. And I'm just going to trim that edge there as well. So these pieces I'm going to use in another dish. So now what I'm going to do is just roll that nice and tightly, and I've got my paupiette. Okay, with that paupiette, to keep that position, what I'm going to do is roll it in some foil. What I'm going to do is just pop these in to the oven, 200 degrees centigrade, and they're going to cook for 8 minutes. So what I'm going to show you now is a really nice hake recipe. It's going to be Paupiette of Hake with a mushroom and white wine reduction crème fraîche sauce. So we've rolled up the paupiettes, we've put them in foil, we've popped them in the oven at 200 degrees centigrade. They're cooking, and they're going to cook for around about 8 minutes. I've got a nice little pan warming up here, a frying pan. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of oil in. On here, just to start the heating up, I've got some button mushrooms, going around about 50 grams. I've got some spinach here, and what I've done, I've wilted that down, squeezed all the water out and chopped it up. Okay, we're going to warm that through. I've got some crème fraîche, some white wine. Now, depending on your policy at school, whether you use 0 white wine or you just add more stock to it. Okay, I'm going to be using fish stock, which I've got here all ready to go. So, pan's nice and hot now. I'm just going to pop in around about 50 grams of mushrooms. Don't want to cook these with colour, or else you're going to colour the sauce. Okay, so we just want to warm these through and cook them without colour. Just about a minute or so, just to get those going. So my mushrooms have cooked out. I'm just going to add some stock to that. This is fish stock, a bit of white wine, and I'm just going to turn that up, and I'm going to reduce that down now just to intensify those flavours. Here I got my spinach just warming gently through, and I'm going to garnish it with some asparagus, so I've got that warming through as well, and keeping the fish stock warm all at the same time. I want to reduce this by around half, and that will intensify the flavour of the stock and the wine there, and all the alcohol is going to burn off anyway. The mushroom sauce now, the white wine and the stock is reduced down. I'm going to add some crème fraîche. I'm going to start off with a good 2 tablespoons of crème fraîche. I'm just going to mix that in with a wooden spoon. And what I want from this is a nice coating consistency. I'm going to put another tablespoon that. So that's 3 tablespoons, 2.5 generous ones. Okay. My asparagus is warming through, so is my spinach. Just going to reduce this down to the coating consistency I want. So my fish is ready. I've taken that out of the oven. Take off our fish. our paupiettes there. Okay, so we're going to start now to put this together. So I'm going to start off with my asparagus. I'm going to put 3 spears on here. So I blanch this in boiling hot water for around about 3-4 minutes, and then straight into cold water, and then on with my spinach. And now the paupiette. So, and now I'm just going to mask that with the reduced white wine and mushroom sauce. And then a bit of lemon and a sprig of dill just to finish it off. And then we have a paupiette of individually quick frozen at sea hake with a white wine and mushroom crème fraîche reduction sauce on a bed of spinach served with some asparagus.